Welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Nerd.
I'm Captain Izzy.
We have a full house tonight. Everybody. Captain Mizzy decided to sneak right on in. She just bullied herself into the podcast, whether we liked it or not. And that's okay. We don't mind Captain Mizzy.
Yeah, we
Welcome,
liked it.
welcome to episode 281. Today we're going to be talking about how to keep sane during the holidays, how to do stuff, during the holiday, how to get your geek on, and maybe some cool, holiday gifts. And if you're just joining, you're probably, if you're hearing this not live, you're missing out on a gift certificate to Turbo Dork, $50, and you could actually do that by, if you're in the chat right now, do an exclamation point raffle, and then how many tickets you want. It is 200 dice heads per ticket. And you can get a bunch of stuff if you'd like it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get the business out of the way. Of course, Turbo Dork, one of our faithful sponsors. If you like metallic paint, shifting paint, and all that stuff, make sure you check them out. Midnight Heroes, great for, and the silicone palettes, which the new ones just came out, which a lot of people are buying. I think those are going to go pretty quick this holiday season. Midnight
It's the way to
Heroes.
make a palette.
Oh yeah, I use mine all the time now.
Yeah, same.
How can you not?
Midnight Hero, makers of Dual Fates and Chibi miniatures alike. It is quite awesome and quite fun to play. We want to thank Parabellum and War Games. Yeah, John's got the cool Chibi mech for making Conquest. You can also get 10% off your first order with them if you go and check them out using our code More Than Dice. We want to thank Muse on Minis for hosting the channel and getting it sent out to everybody. And we also want to thank Creature Caster. Make sure you check out they're doing a huge sale on Judgment models and normal models right now. That if you order so many, you get a bigger discount, of course, the more you order. And shipping is, I think, quite. I think it's taken away.
Reasonable?
I think there's a lot of like not doing any shipping right now on a certain amount. It's pretty nice.
Free shipping on 200 or more within Canada.
Yeah. And then
Within Canada, so
they have one in the States too, but I don't know what it is in the States. I saw something.
Yes.
I got an email.
Let me look
okay.
on the site.
But if you're definitely looking to get some of the Judgment models, you can get them. The more you order, the bigger the discount you get. I think you can get up to 4
Yes.
and get a big discount. I already got it, so I'm kind of like, And then make sure you check out their Tribe account where you can get a 5th edition module adventure / thing and about 12 miniatures to go with it. It's like a Patreon type thing for people that don't know on My Mini Factory. So I think I got everything.
Their deals also extend to their paints.
Oh. So. Yeah, I think this is kind of like their Black Friday thing coming up. So go ahead and check it out. John, do we have any shout outs this week? I know I saw something go through the chat really quickly.
Yes, I did too. I mean, Jocelyn Carter passed today, or very, very recently. She was obviously the wife of Jimmy Carter,
Mm-hmm.
who I know a lot of our people listening, little young potentially to have anything about Jimmy Carter. But you don't have to worry about his presidency. He's much better man than he was a president. And, she was a first lady, and it's bound to happen. She had a long life, and he's getting around there too, but still sad to see. And then the actor, Joss, is that right? Joss Ackland?
Yeah, Josh
Joss
Ackland.
Ackland.
Who you will know from Diplomatic Immunity. All I need to say, you know
Diplomatic
who I'm talking.
immunity.
Yep.
I can't
So-
not sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger when I say it for whatever reason.
But yeah.
That's a thing.
But that's like even just one of the movies he was in. He was in Hunt for an October. His list goes on and on. The second Bill and Ted movie, he played Denomalus. If anyone remembers the second Bill and Ted movie beside me.
Yeah, I do.
I do.
Yeah, he was in
So
206
he had a
movies.
long good story career. I mean, so where's best to him. And then the other one that shows up, and this isn't a recent one, is everyone's remembering Jason David Frank from Power Rangers, who passed 1 year ago today. Unfortunately, suicide because I guess life had gotten too much for him. And so you look out for your friends and remember, suicide jokes are never funny. Don't care where you post them; they ain't funny. They seem funny until you have someone try or succeed. And I've had 3 friends try, one succeed, and it's not. So be there for your friends. Try and listen to what they're saying. You can't always help, but you can do your darndest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just being there, it makes all the difference.
Yeah. Sometimes just having somebody present, you don't even have to say anything. Just having somebody to coexist with for a while and just sit with.
Yep.
Yep.
Remember, you don't need to judge. You don't need to talk about their problems. You can just chat and be there for them. And also remember, 988 is a suicide prevention hotline. You can also text it if you really need someone to text to talk to you. But you don't want to get on a phone call. I know some people are anxious like that. I understand, but
Which you can
the sad thing
always
I'd like to see go away.
jump around on Discords and hang out there. I mean, we actually had an impromptu hangout because
Yeah,
I was
there's
like,
all 4 of us.
I was like, man, I want to play some Final Fantasy 14, and I was like, put it up there. And if you're in listening to this, you're more than welcome to go on our Discord and hang out there, and whatever. We'll get the message and we'll jump over when we can. So no
Yeah.
biggie.
If you want to talk, we're always there to talk. I'm an emotional support human. I'm happy to listen to anything you want to chat about. Even if you barely know me, I don't care. I'm here to listen to you and just help you get through it if I can. And hopefully I can.
Gonzo, do we have a command for that yet in Twitch?
No, we do not have a command. I guess I can work on that one while we're talking.
We should fix that.
Yeah, I think we had one at one. We do, but I bet you it needs to be fixed. I bet you the response needs to be changed. So give me a second. I'll get that new Discord link up because it was originally expired.
Yeah, I remember someone messaged about that last week, I think it was. I don't remember. It all blurs together. Being sick for a good portion of a week definitely makes me forget. Yeah, it was Xander. Yeah. Just looking at my messages. Unfortunately, Xander, we haven't done much in there since, but we do post more if you look around. I try to post my action figure pictures there as well, whatever I'm doing, just to get some content out there. It's just been
We'll try to post more often.
rough being sick and work and holidays. It's like the trifecta of no time.
It's a whole thing.
But you gotta try and make time.
And if you reach out, we'll be there. We'll make time.
Yeah. I have dropped everything and talked to people for hours till all hours of the night because they needed it. I don't care. People are more important than anything else.
Give me a second. I think I got it. All right, somebody try that Discord link out for me. ! Discord. See if that works.
I'm just gonna go, but I'm sure Mizzy will be faster than me.
Yes.
There you go.
I gotta know my role.
So.
Oh, there you go.
I have one job.
Downer, unfortunately.
So let's go also get like the most important things. John, what are you drinking tonight?
Water.
What?
I have it on good authority that drinking alcohol while you're sick is a bad call. I don't care what the movies show you. Whiskey while you have cold or flu is not a fucking good idea.
No.
It's going to dehydrate you more, and I'm already having a hard time staying hydrated. So I've already had almost 2 waters while we've been here. I got 1 more to go. And if I need to, I can go downstairs and get some more. Water. That's what you should do when you're sick. Hydrate.
Nerd.
Water.
Captain Mizzy.
Flavored water. So we are partying it. So
I mean, mine is technically flavored.
I had
Mine
a
just says
cherry limeade.
Water on mine
I've
also.
got kiwi strawberry.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
My water is not flavored. It's flavored water. So
Water flavored. Oof.
Yeah.
That's my least favorite flavor, sir. Well, not really, actually. There's a couple flavors that are worse than that. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
poop.
It depends
Oh.
on the
I've-
flavor.
I've never
Because
drank
There
poop
are
water,
worse.
so I wouldn't know.
There are worse flavors.
Oh, got bean
I made
boozled.
the mistake.
Oh, my.
And the first one I got was rotten egg.
Ooh, that's
I
rough.
would-
That's not good. No bueno.
Yeah.
I go
I
with
just
the known
kept trying
candies.
to chew faster so that I could smell
Just spit it out.
Spit it
It's
out.
okay. You don't.
Yeah.
There's no badge of honor for I ate the rotten egg jelly bean. No,
No,
I spit it out because I'm smart.
because it tastes like crap. So, guys,
Egg.
we are all drinking water tonight. So, this is just how it's going to go. It is the 6th season, so please take care of yourself. Make sure you're getting, enough hydration. Make sure you take some vitamin C. Make sure you're taking your vitamins, period. If you're
If
going
you
to
get
be around
flu-like
people.
symptoms, try and COVID test if you can. I did
Oh, yeah.
COVID test a couple hours ago. I am negative, luckily. I felt like it was just a flu, but you never know. If you've got your jab, a lot of times COVID is going to hit you less hard if it does hit you, so you might actually still be a carrier. So test if you can. I waited to the end of the weekend to give myself plenty of time, and then nope, I'm good, luckily. But especially in holiday season, if you're feeling sick before you go to your parents or your family, test if you can.
Yeah.
Wear a mask if you have to. It's okay. Don't. And anyone out there makes fun of you wearing a mask, give them the middle finger.
Yep.
From me. Tell them John from More Than Dice says, fuck you.
Same.
In fact, if you need to, find me. And I will get on the phone and I will tell them directly that they can fuck off.
Guys, like usual, if you see something, say something. If you hear something, say something. If you can do something, do something. If you can't, find somebody that will. Cheers.
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 Fizzy water.
Yee. Cold water.
I think the amount Gonzo Oz is in direct opposite of how good that tastes.
I don't mind
But there
drinking
are
water.
times.
Don't get me wrong, but
I don't
mean,
either. There are times, but not right now.
Yeah, I'm just not like water.
I'm glad I can taste. Oh, nerd.
You know he's got that filtered water.
That sandwich I had last night, the pulled pork and the brisket,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
was really good, but there was lots of leftover bits and all. So I took it this morning and started grilling it up and then just cracked 2 eggs in it and made a big scramble, and it was fucking great.
Nice.
Oh my
Mm.
god, that sounds amazing.
And of course, now I'm hungry again because my appetite's been really weird. So
Thanks, John.
I was actually hungry this morning. Sorry. Look, I haven't been hungry for a while. It's been really weird. I've been eating on regular schedule, but when you're not hungry, you can't force yourself to eat too much. Your body's like, I do not wish to do this anymore.
Yeah. No.
And if
I
you do that
feel
too
it.
much, your body will let you know. You don't want it to let you know.
No.
Xander, spicy food's good because it hits you and gets that flavor in there. Because sometimes you can't taste much. So luckily, I can taste a fair amount, but it gets that flavor in there, and maybe it's muted or not, or maybe it just makes you remember you're fucking alive. Oh, that sounds really good, Cookie. I'll be over. Split pea and ham simmering on the stove and grilled cheese. Oh, you know, it's been since I've had grilled cheese. It's been a long time.
We just got a bunch of stuff so that we can do grilled cheese because I've been needing some cheese and I got roasted red pepper and tomato soup.
Ooh. Nice.
Not a tomato soup guy, but I'm glad people enjoy it.
Tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwich because you cut the grilled cheese up and you pick it with a fork and you dunk it in the tomato soup and then you eat it, and that's just how you do it.
Why would you do that to grilled cheese?
That's just how you eat grilled cheese and tomato soup. The tomato
No, sir.
soup is there.
That's how you eat grilled cheese.
That's how you eat grilled cheese and tomato soup. You have your grilled cheese
I don't like
sitting
tomato
there.
Soup.
You have your tomato soup sitting next to it, and you take your fork and you cut off a piece of the grilled cheese and then dunk it in the tomato soup and then eat it.
Or tell you what, I'll give the tomato soup to someone who likes it, and I'll just eat the grilled cheese. Now we're talking. I'm planning. I got leftover coleslaw, and then brisket chili. That'd probably be my late dinner. We should stop talking about food.
Well, like we can ever stop talking about food? You know us. We get on a food kick.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So
It's a whole thing.
Yes. Anyways,
wait. Cookie has a good thing. Kids dip ketchup. Adults dip tomato soup. See?
I dip neither. What does that make me?
A
Fucking
heathen.
weird.
No, I'm kidding.
Happily a heathen. Happily a heathen.
We all hate
There's more
this
tomato
here.
soup for you guys. You guys can have more.
Yeah, but
It's just like peanut butter.
anytime I have a
More
grilled
peanut
cheese,
for
it's
everybody
usually
else.
grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Oh, busy.
See,
It
I used to
is,
work at a place that
National
made a
Peanut Butter
tomato
Month.
cheese soup.
Well, that is more peanut butter for literally everybody else except
Oh
me.
no! At my work,
Butter.
literally, we have peanut butter and jelly and bread, so you can make as many PB&Js as you want.
I
Yeah,
like
but
I
see-
would be so fat on peanut butter and jelly.
But are you one that also does like peanut butter in your waffles?
No,
Sometimes.
Oh, every
Syrup.
morning. Every morning.
like it's a good source of protein, and I can understand from an actual health and wanting to get some sweetness in the waffles without using syrup, but I would rather use syrup. I like the taste combination better.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
But I haven't tried it, so I would try it.
You
I'd
put
rather
you put a
syrup.
layer of peanut butter so it fills in all the holes of the waffle, and then you pour syrup on top of it, and that's how you eat it.
No,
Yeah.
you don't do syrup and peanut butter. Jesus fucking Christ, you want to die?
Yes, I do that every morning. That's my breakfast almost every morning.
God, that's so
explains
unhealthy.
a whole bunch. Yeah, that's not okay.
Love you, that's so unhealthy. Don't do that to yourself.
Like if
Every
you
morning.
didn't have the syrup, it'd be fine. But with the syrup, you're just like more sugar.
Yeah, but see, sugar calms me down, so I don't have to worry about it. And then you have a big old cup of black coffee with it to go with it, and that's the morning breakfast.
Another thing.
My heart hurts thinking about it.
Eggo waffles with applesauce. Now I've never had that. I'm not sure about applesauce.
I
Of
love
course, you have a
applesauce.
panini press cookie.
Like literally, if you put a bottle of applesauce in front of me, I will fucking devour it.
Yeah.
The whole thing. I love applesauce. I also love paninis. My ex-wife almost bought me a panini press, but chose not to, and it was okay because what she got instead was a Foreman grill. It was much better for both of us to use. But panini pressers get me into more trouble, more sandwiches. Also, I'm much more of a on a bagel type of guy than on bread type of guy.
Yeah,
Mm.
it depends on the ingredients, but yeah, breakfast definitely.
Well, I mean,
pickle.
peanut butter and jelly, not so much on a bagel. Fair. But like,
Understandable.
as soon as you add meat and cheese, the bagel's fine.
Yeah.
All right. We should probably stop talking about food, or we're gonna get absolutely crazy.
Yeah, we're supposed to
Yeah,
be talking
Brainiac,
about
but-
holiday gifts. Get people food.
Yes, food. Food is
Get the
literally the
gift
number
of
one
ch-
gift.
Oh my god. Fancy cheeses. People freaking love fancy cheeses. Ooh,
Nothing
you're
pleases like assorted cheeses.
They're never
Or
It's actually from
also-
another commercial way back when.
We also are going to need to talk about something else besides the holidays before we get into the gift giving thing, because we got tons of ideas. We need to talk about how staying sane in the holidays, being geeky and trying to get some, hobby stuff done, because you will have some time off, type thing to do whatever, and you will if you have family and you're going to spend time with family, and you want to make that as pleasant as possible. When you get done, you probably want to do some stuff that probably chills you out after all that social contact with a lot of people. I know that happens to a lot of people. They're like overflowed with social,
I'm
anxiety.
gonna throw a very controversial opinion here. If being with your family triggers your social anxiety, you should probably very much limit your contact with your family. Mine does not. Being with my family chills me out. They're mostly cool, and when one of them gets too obnoxious, I tell him to go fuck himself, and everyone laughs and because my language, and then he just laughs and goes on with his life. But I've noticed that when I go to things like if I have a weekend day with my family, it feels like it was 2 days. It was great, just chill. because they understand me. They don't judge me. I mean, they'll judge me a little bit, but not like harshly.
I say
So yeah, like if your family's,
I don't have family, or at least family that I want to talk to or want to hang out with on the holidays. So I don't. And if it is, it's very quick. It's like, hey, how's it going? And bye, uh, type thing. And I'm gonna go do
right? I
whatever.
mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We used to have plenty of family holidays where my cousin Greg would just go find a quiet spot and be by himself because he's not about too much family time.
Yeah.
Like when like that was younger, teen years. He's an adult now. He's in his 30s. He's much more outgoing now. But if you need that, do that. My Aunt Debbie's husband used to just go down in the basement. We would only see him for dinner. We wouldn't see him otherwise. He'd go down in the basement and watch movies, and people were welcome to come down there and hang with him, but he didn't want to hang and talk about whatever.
That's
That being
fair.
said, also, if you know what your family talked about, you should have a self-defense and research something that they would talk about so you're knowledgeable on it, so they can think you're involved in the conversation so they don't keep talking at you. Seems counterintuitive, but at a certain point, they're like, okay, this guy, and then they start just talking, and you can just sort of squeak your way out. Or football. You don't have to like football. Just understand football enough that you can sit with the guys and do football, and they won't bug you because they're engrossed in the game, and they'll make comments once in a while, like, "Oh yeah, that was a great tackle. Yeah, that's good. Trust me, good enough." But I do find it funny that all our tips about staying sane is how to minimize contact interaction with your family. But again, that's only if your family makes you anxious. I know some people do. I mean, not Brushhead Dave doesn't really care for his family, but he goes every holiday. And I'm like, why do you like it? This is what we do. I'm like, all right, dude. He goes in, shows up a little bit before dinner, hangs out, eats dinner, hangs out a little after, and then leaves. Watermark Lavoy. If the family gathering is like being at a Trump rally, I would politely decline. There are levels to what I can deal with. That's not one I can.
Know
Ugh.
your limits.
Yeah.
Or
Practice
set a
self-care.
rule like, hey, let's not talk about politics.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if they're like a Trump rally, that means they can't talk about politics like a fucking sane human being. So I don't want to talk with it. My family have a couple people who are on different sides. None of them are really on Trump rally type, but, my sister's on sort of different ideas. She's much more Christian and not necessarily in all the good ways. She's Christian in the good ways, but also some of the not so good ways, if you know what I mean.
I get that.
So, I just remind her, like, hey, look, remember that you're talking to the guy who, I jokingly call myself woke as fuck, but I want to call myself punk. I'm very punk. My political beliefs are very punk. So, I mean, avoid topics you don't want to talk about. So we'll start talking about it. Don't hesitate. This is the biggest thing. People get anxious. If you don't want to talk to them, like, hey, I'd like to not talk about this. Unless you're really stupid far from home, you can always just walk out the fucking door and go home.
Go.
I've thought about it a couple times when my family got a little uppity, and I'm like, I calm them down because I got more uppity. Shock. But 6 hours last Saturday. I'm sorry, I don't boy, that's terrible. Yeah, you can leave unless you're hosting, like Xander Boy said. Like I said, at that point they can leave. Yeah, but communicate with them. Hey, I don't want to talk about this. That's actually the adult way to handle it. Like, hey,
Boundaries.
we can't talk about this anymore. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But when you get done and you're totally burnt and you need some alone time and you need some hobby time, what's a good hobby thing that you do, Mizzy, that just gets you out of your head and lets you just, chill?
Assembly.
I can see that. Smooth
That way,
brain
'cause-
activity.
Yes. I don't have to think. I just have to connect the parts and do the things
How often do you glue your fingers together?
all the time. I glued my hands. I glued my fingers
Oh.
together earlier
Damn,
today, about an
Your
hour
models
ago.
require super glue? That's a shame. Everything I'm doing right now is all plastic glue, so my fingers aren't plastic, doesn't glue them together.
I
But
don't like
I
plastic
feel your
glue.
pain in the past. I love plastic glue, it's great. Just gotta learn how to use it.
I've tried it. I don't
But if
like
you don't
it.
want to, that's fine.
But-
Hey, you do the tools you like. Have you tried the brush on super glue?
I have not.
Less fingers glued together.
I'll look into that. But yeah,
Uh,
anything with assembly, clipping off of sprues, anything that just I can focus on, get me out of my head.
That's the big thing, is focusing on something that's not life.
Not your raging fun dumpster fire of a brain. Yeah.
If I
I'm with
want to, sorry.
Xander on the music part. He likes music and assembling models. I like to put on
Mm-hmm.
music. I don't know what I do after that. I'll just roll the internet. That just keeps me. I've been keeping sane for a while with craziness going on in my life. So that there, um, to an extent, painting calms me down. But I have to stop if things start getting frustrated. Like when you get to a certain point in mind, like, nope, stop with this one. Come back later. Let's do something else. Base coats are fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hurt.
Yeah, base coating for sure, or what I call my like primer stage. I prime and then I dry brush white to see the highlights so that I can tell the details of what I'm painting. So it's
Where
not
you
just
where you don't wing it. I just fucking wing it.
is that how that works?
Not very well, but my eyesight so badly it doesn't matter. No, it's actually a really good thing. Like I've noticed a bunch of times where when I'm not sure, I will dry brush over a part just to bring it out so I can see what the fuck is going on with it.
Yeah.
Often you can tell, but sometimes you're just like, what is? Especially if you prime black, which I do. You're like, what is that again?
Yeah. Or being able to see like rivets. Just like
Yes.
yeah. Things like that cuz or like faces on tiny models. I'll do that. Yeah. So, but
Twitch.
no, I'll also pick up like other hobby stuff like coloring is a big one.
Ooh, yeah.
I've also gotten into diamond painting. I've got a big one that I could just sit in front on my couch and do on my coffee table.
That's gotta be an expensive hobby. Painting with diamonds.
They're plastic rhinestones, dude.
Diamond.
You're quoting.
That's actually a really good hobby also because it gets you away from your computer. Too often we're doing stuff
Mhm.
that's right by our computer. If you can get a good hobby, and painting can be away from your computer, but often we're not necessarily looking
Yeah.
up paint schemes, looking up ideas. But something you can do away from your computer. That's originally why a lot of us pick up card games occasionally because it's something you can do away from your computer. You could just sort through cards and build decks. But
Another thing that I have, there's different depending on the kind of stuff you like to do. If you want to like break yourself out of the norm and do something weird, um, the like wreck this journal or things like that, some of those like art prompt journals you can get at like Barnes and Noble and stuff, and it'll give
Ooh.
you different prompts of like tear this page or like use a certain material or like depending on whether or not you have that like use only this color or things like it all different kinds of stuff, but like I like doing things like that just to kind of break myself out of the normal routine of things.
yeah, it's another focus one though. You have to focus on what it's telling you to do, so you're not thinking about all the craziness of the holidays.
Hmm.
Yes.
Otherwise, I zone out and I watch things like Critical Role because or Legends of Evantris or Dimension 20 and just
Dungeons and
zone out on
Dragons.
D&D. Listen to other people having adventures while I get other things done in the house.
Yeah.
Podcasts are great for that.
Yeah.
What?
I see what you did
Yeah, I
there.
know, right? Yeah, subtle, huh? Gonzo.
I assembly. I'm not too keen on it. It's just kind of a monotonous thing, and luckily there's not much assembly in a lot of things. Gundams are actually pretty good because it's not one model.
It's full on model kit.
Yeah.
Now. It's like it's a full.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm putting together
15
you
guardsmen.
know Or you like Angelo, who's like it's you're putting together a giant thing.
Correct. And I don't mind that, but I do like listening to books while I hobby. That's my thing. I don't care. Music I'm okay with, but I'd rather listen to a book than listen to music while I hobby. Um, priming, mostly rattle can, unless it's like a one type model. Which Captain Mizzy, by the way, if you wanted some of that same primer, Amazon has the same price and free shipping. By the way,
Okay.
because I looked it up and I ordered 2 cans myself. Um,
And you didn't send me the link.
no, I did not. I just remembered that because I was like, oh,
Ridiculous.
I needed to, because I've got to base my models, my brine bloods, and I'm just doing a sandy beach look for them. And I'm like, that's just going to be, I've got, 40 or so models that I got to do that on. And so that's going to be, smooth brain activity and just let that go and not have to do anything. And then prime them all up. And then paint them all. But what else? Play a game. Just as like
Yeah.
one of the things
Yeah.
that I enjoy, like I've been doing every once in a while, just got like good free minutes, and I don't want to fire up the computer. Is man, there's something about swinging around as Spider-Man on Spider-Man 2 and just going around town, just swinging around like, oh, bad guys over here. Let me stomp the crap out of them real quick. And just doing cool little swinging things. Like there's some people on there. I've been watching some videos of people showing all these cool little swinging tricks that they're doing as Spider-Man and such, and also taking cool pictures too. Because the photo mode on this is amazing, and some of the pictures they've been doing on there are really really good. But and it's an open world. Just run around and just swing around and just do fun stupid shit. And it's just it's like I said, we call it smooth brain activity, but it's just getting lost in the moment activity more than anything. You're just sitting there, not worried about it, not no care in the world. You're not having to rage or be super. It's not like I'm playing a Souls game.
Yeah, that's why I play games like Palia or like Dreamlight Valley, Animal Crossing, because I could just get lost in it, and there's like, it's not stressful in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Which I've been told, and I learned that those are called cozy games,
pussy
COZY,
games.
because you just feel nice and cozy because you're just playing them and chilling. And it's like, hey, would you like to live a life where you could afford a house and grow crops? And
Oh man, that was life during the pandemic.
oh yeah, I remember that. Which I also told Nerd about that one game of Captain Mizzy, the Fay Farm,
Oh, yes.
which
Doesn't it look adorable?
It does. I have it in my wish list.
it's also on Steam. But that was that's that thing is you just want to sit there and do
Oh,
something.
what is it on console or something?
Oh, it's also
Nintendo. It's on the Switch.
on Switch also.
Oh.
So that's where I would
Waiting
get.
if I want to get Pally on the Switch just so I have a portable version of it.
I don't know. But I mean, it's just stupid games that just let you disappear, or stupid things that let you just disappear without even worrying about it.
Yeah.
Is it weird that my comfort game is Free Cell? Solitaire?
Oh, that
No.
was me forever. Like Solitaire and Tetris were my two growing up.
Oh yeah.
I still play Free Cell whenever I've got a moment. Something loaded, Free Cell, go.
I
weird like that.
also used to play bingo on my phone a lot. I'm not
haven't-
gonna lie. Yeah. So
So-
Cookie, when I make jokes about going to go play bingo with your mom, I already like bingo. It's not a joke for me.
I've got a little chill game. It's called Two Dots. It's where you connect at least two
Yeah.
dots, and then you can connect 4 to like clear all of that color. It's really chill.
Yeah. I like that one.
Danger also said cleaning, like organizing. Man,
Yeah,
that's
keep
my
that.
jam.
Sometimes that's great. Yeah.
Oh, I wish, but then I have to do an entire room and then I will want to rearrange that room and it just becomes Like, I get overwhelmed with projects like that. Like,
Same, nerd. Same. It's
Well,
so hard.
it just becomes an endless list of projects in one room, and I'm like, so many things at once, and then yeah, no.
And then
I'll say
your house
mine.
is a disaster.
Like I said, once I
Also, I'm
get
happy
started
to
on this
manage it.
room, once I get started on my hobby room, I'll get it all organized, get it ready, because I have to actually. I mean, there's a lot of small projects in here. One, I've got to get a bunch of models ready to sell, a bunch of models set aside. I got all my Infinity terrain that I need to take and fix and put together so I can use it and get it ready because I need to build at least a table of that. But then organize my shelf space over here to get everything where it needs to be done, and then get organized. But once the room's organized, it'll last that for like a month. And then it'll be like crap. Something else will come in this spot and kind of have to rearrange a bit more. But I'm with you on Xander. Cleaning, I have to get to it. Once I start, it's a whole day thing because I'm going to organize the entire area.
I can do it in spurts,
Uh-huh.
but I need like we're behind on recycling because I ordered so much stuff from Amazon, so we get a bunch of recycling, and I have a bunch of stuff in my room, containers and stuff like action figures and BattleTech models that need to go get recycled. So that's my main impediment. But I'm slowly digging out. We throw a bunch in, and then they take it out. And we might need a second bin or something. But eventually, I get caught up, and I can clean this place. There's so much shit.
Yeah,
So much shit.
I need to find a way to organize all of my minis. I don't know if I need another case or I need to find a case to hold bigger minis.
See, that's what I got to do. I've got to get 2 extra cases because I've got to need to have a bag to hold my BattleTech models in, a bag to hold my Judgment models, and a bag to hold my War Machine stuff that I'm going to take to Adepticon. So there's probably going to be one big bag to hold all of those together at one.
I mean, at least
Yep.
2 out of 3. Or
Yeah.
3 out of 4.
I have already
But
said
your
that
BattleTech models don't take up much space.
No, yeah.
on my Christmas list, I wanted a tournament bag because I need another bag.
Yeah, because my Judgment models, it's only 7 models. My BattleTech, that's like 6 models. And then my War Machine models, it's 2 armies, but it's a lot of models. Hey, I have a mod that can take care of that.
Ah!
I
So long, farewell.
But and so I've got a big bag for that. I just need to get it out and take all my Kador models out because I'm going to sell my old legacy Kador models to somebody because there's people that are looking for all the old legacy stuff, and I'll sell out an entire Kador faction, like everything. So but then I got some other stuff I just need to organize and throw away some stuff. Like I said, I got like 4 Gundam style models I need to put together. I need to give away some models. I need to get some models. I have some pops that I need to get out of their package and put them on my desk. I bought all the GeForce versions that came out of pops, and I'm like, I need that. I need to put those on my desk too. I need to reorganize my desk because there are certain things that are not going to be happening at my desk anymore that I just need to take those things and chunk them in the trash and reorganize because I don't have to do that stuff anymore. So, but that's also another thing. It's definitely like organizing, getting space up, type thing. Kind of cool. Also, I know this is kind of sound weird, but one of the things that I've liked to do recently is, so if anybody knows who the lockpick lawyer is, an amazing individual to watch him pick locks and learn about lockpicking. I actually bought a lockpick set, and I like to take locks that I have and try to pick them, and such. And I've got a lock here that Just sit there and just keep my
Oh,
hands
is it a
busy.
master lock?
Oh yeah,
How can you break
Brinks.
that?
It's a Brinks.
Well, Brinks, you might have been able to break that.
Yeah. Well,
It's slightly higher quality.
yeah. But I mean, I also got like these cool ones that are see through, so you can kind of
Yeah.
see, which is kind of a little
This is,
training stuff.
yeah, that's good for training. Joe Marshall got that. Like one day at Mission Barbecue for lunch, he just showed up with some clear locks like that and lockpicking set for all of us, and we all learned how to lockpick a little bit.
Yeah. And I mean, it's actually kind of neat and kind of interesting. I thought it was fun, and I've got that that lockpick, and I've got a full set of tools. I mean, a huge set of tools. They're not great. They're not like huge professional ones, but they're just like little starter ones. I mean, I'm not going to spend a ton of
No, he
money.
has a lot of good sets. I mean, and they're not super expensive, and he's all about the legality of it. Don't try to open a lock you don't own.
So,
Oh wow. Well,
just just stuff to learn, and kind of have fun with. Not a big deal, but that's also something I like to do whenever I need just to disappear for a minute.
yeah, that's a big one because you need to concentrate because you need to feel
Yes.
where everything is.
So,
We should talk about gift ideas since we're almost to the end.
oh yeah, we only got like 15 minutes in this. So gift ideas. I'm gonna say that I'm one of the hardest people to shop for because if I want something, I just go get it, type thing. So when people ask me for gifts, like, hey, what can I get you for holiday or birthday or whatever, and most of the time I usually just get my own stuff, except for I now have been like, okay, this is something small that I don't need right away, so I will hold off on buying it during the holiday times if it's something I want during the holidays, and then wait because somebody will ask me, "Hey, I want to buy you something for holiday," and I wait. Something I can.
Well, that's the big one is gifts. You should be asking the person what they're interested in. I know everyone wants to have that perfect gift that you just bought on a whim for somebody, and it's like perfect, but that's very rare unless you really know the person. Like buying Mizzy a pirate thing, it's probably going to come out okay.
Yeah, anything pirate, not going to be a problem.
I almost got a pirate Deadpool at the toy show, but when I came back around, it had already sold. So I was like, damn.
That's fair.
Ah.
That's okay.
What?
I got a map of One Piece that somebody bought me as an early Christmas gift that I got to take home from work for a weekend. So very excited.
There you go.
Gift certificates are good. Like gift certificates, gift cards are good. I mean, they're easy use. Like I said before, food is always good. And weird stuff. Some people wouldn't buy. Like Nerd said, cheeses, weird and alternative cheeses. Someone who likes that kind of thing.
Yeah,
You generally have an idea of your friend's eating habits and likes.
charcuterie boards are not hard to put together and are always a tasty treat.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go the food route, I'm trying to think.
Remember, if you're Steam friends with somebody, you can look at their
Yeah.
wish list.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Gift them a game. I put stuff on my Amazon wish list throughout the year. Stuff I'm like, I kind of interested in that, but I don't want to buy it right now. I got other things coming in. And then my mom's like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "I'll just here you go, Mom. Here's my list of stuff that I'm looking for." And
Yeah.
she'll go buy some stuff off my list.
Yeah,
That's what
communication's the key.
Yeah. That's what I do. There's nothing wrong with asking for a list. I hate shopping anyway.
Yeah.
Make me a list. Tell me
Back
what
in
I'm
the
looking
day,
for. I will get it.
When it was more
Yeah.
gaming stuff, I would go through and just go, like, Mom, here's a links to the pages of what I want.
And
at certain sites.
also, like, it's okay to not do gifts too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we do that with family, like, especially like if don't push yourself financially over the holidays and stress yourself out. Like, it's about being with people, it's not about the presents.
Indeed.
Do not discredit quality time.
Yes. Do not discredit quality time. Like, have a board game night or something instead. Like, spend time with people.
Yeah. And it doesn't even if you just do decide a gift, it doesn't have to be expensive. It could just be you found that thing that's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy loves this thing. I found this thing and I held it for months.
Yeah.
I've done that for birthdays. I hold it for a while.
Yeah, I mean
Yep.
that's the thing is, it's also the reason why I like 3D printing. Is someone's like, I like this, I can 3D print you something, no matter what, and it's a perfect gift. I mean, so I don't ever have
Yes.
to. Yeah.
Because Andrew's got a good one. Go to the movies as a group and then have some dinner afterwards. That's super fun.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to touch back when they were talking about lists. Amazon wish list is another thing. Because
Yeah.
all you got to do is buy it. You don't have to ship it. It ships straight from Amazon to where you want it to go.
Yep.
That's always a good one.
And if you say it's a gift, Amazon will make sure that it says that on the package when it gets there, and
Yep.
you'd be like, "Oh, this is a gift. I shouldn't open it."
Or I'm going to open it now and just say I didn't open it, and then just worry about it later.
I'm gonna open it whether you like it or not.
But I mean, I think like Amazon wish lists, book lists, and
Oh yeah.
I will take gift cards to Amazon or local eateries are always good if you're local friends and you're like, hey, here's a gift card to the local coffee shop or the tea shop or the bookstore that the person likes to go to. It's always good because even though you want to find the perfect gift, you give them a gift card, they're going to go find their perfect gift.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's not going to be like any big issue. And I think when people get upset that you gave a gift card, fuck, now I can go buy what I want or what I need. Because like shit, I really want this model, but damn, I need some socks.
The only way to be upset about getting a gift card is to have expectations for what you're supposed to receive. And
Yeah.
if you have expectations for what you're supposed to receive and you did not make that clear,
That's on you.
I know on you at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's and also you don't have to go crazy with the monies. There's a lot of
Yeah.
things
There's,
like I
that.
said,
Don't break the bank.
yeah, don't break the bank.
Well,
Back in the day, I used to recommend ThinkGeek.com for fun little gifts, but unfortunately, it doesn't exist anymore. R.I.P. ThinkGeek.
I always had some fun, cool stuff.
and like Nerd's doing this year, you can paint a model for somebody.
Yeah.
Last
Oh,
year, my sister had said early in the year, she'd like, I would love you to paint me a Malcolm Reynolds or a Doctor Who doctor model. And so I found one and, painted up throughout the year and gave it to her, and she loves it.
Woot.
Yeah. Little things like that mean something. Crafts. People like crafty things.
But I mean, that's you know your friends. If you're going to buy something for your friends or you give something for your friends, you know who they are and what they'll like,
Mm-hmm.
and you should. You just it doesn't have to be expensive either. Now, some people do have expensive taste, but the things don't have to be expensive.
Indeed.
So.
Yeah, Kickman says, I bought my nephew socks and underwear because he never buys them himself. I never upset. I got socks? Fuck, I use socks. I go through socks.
Especially,
through-
The fun socks.
if you know guys that have larger feet, get them socks that fit.
Yes.
Yes.
Or, lots of other little stuff. Like if you know someone's hat's getting a bit ratty, you see if you can find that
Yeah.
exact hat, or see if see another hat they like. You could do that. Like, oh, cool, Gonzo's, War Machine hat's getting ratty. Let's go see if we can find a new one. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. That's one out of nowhere you can just look at somebody and see and like, I'll try that. And also make sure you communicate with the rest of the friends group. That way, if you're all buying gifts, you don't all buy the same thing for somebody.
Yes. Also,
Back in the
around the
day-
holidays, be careful about buying things for yourself because sometimes, like me, you'll buy the thing that that somebody bought for you for Christmas or holidays.
Yep.
Good job,
The
nerd.
only thing I got coming to me is pre-orders that no one could have bought me already. Back in the day at Games Workshop, we would all pull together and buy one person a gift every year.
Yeah.
Something expensive, usually Forge World. Something they've been talking like loving. Like, oh hey, I love this model, I just can't justify it, so we keep track of that, and then at the end of the year we all get together, we do it on the guy's employee discount, split it evenly, and like boom, like one year it's like, here's your Baneblade. People love that. You can rotate it through. It's all good. Lots of little ideas there.
Absolutely.
And don't like also like go through like the nerd store and just like little knickknacks and stuff. You my mom puts those in my stocking every year, and I just end up with a whole bunch of them, which is really cool to have little just cool things to play with and
Yeah.
to put around.
If you have a dice goblin, buy them dice.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Always
I
buy.
got tiny dice one year. Oh my god! I got gifted tiny metal dice, and it was like the coolest thing.
There you go. But yeah, it's like time for all those things that's frivolous. Like, oh, I really think that's cool, but I would never buy it for myself. That's the perfect thing to buy for somebody, or to put on your list so someone may buy it for you.
Yes.
Anybody got anything else or not? We can go straight over to media section.
Nah, I'm pretty much all out of ideas.
Yeah.
Also, fading fast, by the way.
It's because you're not drinking. If you were drinking, you'd be like ripping and roaring and everything.
Oh man, I can go on a rant. I'm going to go on a rant.
What kind of rant?
Depends.
Film rant.
Well, let's talk
I'm
about it.
gonna
I
go on two
have
today.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things to talk about.
Ooh.
I have two and something else I can go on a rant about. Short-ish.
Mizzy?
2?
Nerd? Nerd has 0, and she was supposed to watch something because we were talking about that when I was doing Final Fantasy 14. She said she was going to get off and go watch some stuff, but
There
can't-
was a whole list of things that you were going to watch, nerd.
yeah, stuff that I was going to talk to you with because certain things were on my list. So I'm going to talk
Yeah.
about one that is on my
Like
list.
I said, there was a lot of sleeping this week. I kept trying to watch stuff, but I couldn't even finish the first thing I started because I kept falling asleep.
Which one of the things I watched, you said you were going to watch, was Invincible. So if people don't know, Invincible is back on Amazon Prime, and I'm watching it, and I'm just not as happy as with this season as I was last season. And I think the reason why is they took too long between seasons.
I think also that type of superhero thing has started to get its fatigue as well.
It
Yeah.
could be
Can't
that
have as
too.
much of that. I don't
The
want to call it
super
superhero.
violent
It's-
superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah, the super violence probably a better way of just calling it. I obviously none of that is my jam. Like it's
Yeah.
all.
I mean, don't get me
I'm
wrong.
glad people like it, but fuck it.
It's just not as good. I'm going to continue to watch it because I mean it's there. It's not that big of a deal, and they're quick episodes. But the story isn't as good. The characters are just It's just meh. So I'll have to wait and see. But for right now, it's a meh for me, and I'll wait to see once the season's over with. So, not excited about it as like first season was really good and really fun. This one's just kind of there. Mizzy?
So I lied. I remembered. I actually have another 2 movies that I can talk about, but I'm going to talk about
Oh.
them together because I technically fell asleep during the first one because I was just so damn tired. But I did watch most of it. So we were recovering from Warfare Weekend, and we were looking for something to watch, and so we decided to watch Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too.
I love those movies.
The parts that I saw of the first one were an absolute blast, but I could not stay awake.
Fair.
But I did stay awake through the second one, and that was a really good sequel. I was impressed.
These movies go back to the old Ocean's 11 feel. That's the reason
Yes.
why they hit that good thing, because it's a group of people
Mhm.
trying to accomplish impossible tasks, and it feels fun
Yes.
type thing. So, all right. So, what do you give it?
I give it a 1.5. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Shenanigan fun. Yeah.
Well, as promised, I am watching all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies in order. So that means this week was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah.
It was made 1 year after the first one, and it fucking shows. Where can I go with this? They couldn't get the actress who played April O'Neil back, and the new actress is fine, but not as good. There's no Casey Jones to be seen.
Correct.
David Warner as a scientist is fun. He delivers his lines well. He does a good job. They couldn't get Corey Feldman back to be the voice of Donatello,
Mm.
and then they added, in addition to having the Doctor there, they added Ernie Reyes Jr., who played one of the turtles in the first one. He was the turtle suit, to be Kino, Pizza Delivery Boy, and this movie just doesn't know what the fuck it's
I
doing.
didn't realize that.
Yeah,
He was originally one of the turtles. Huh.
yeah, he was in the turtle suit for the first one. He's mad skills. Like when he fights, is good.
Oh, yeah.
The real problem is that really, aside from Donnie, no one really uses their fucking weapons in this. You can tell that everything they should have learned from the first one, they said, no, we need to make it more like the cartoon. So it's more like the cartoon, and it's fucking terrible for it.
Yeah.
The jokes don't always land. They're a little more sophomoric at times. Some of them really hit. There's a good time to be had during this movie, but the action's not as good because they're aiming for kids. It's wow. And the whole idea is they find the mutagen that created them, and the Shredder gets the last one. He's alive, by the way, even though Casey Jones straight murdered the motherfucker by crushing him in a fucking garbage truck at the end of the first one. That's fucking harsh.
Accurate.
But you never saw the body, so it means he's not dead. Movie rules. So the whole thing goes through him coming back, and the Foot's like in retreat, and there's not many left. There are some good parts. The Foot sending someone to infiltrate April O'Neil's film crew to get ideas and all that. There's some good parts. But they're just too much here for the short runtime, and not as much of it is good. It is really disappointing. And Jesus fucking Christ, why would you get Vanilla Ice to be on your fucking movie?
Because
At
you
least
can.
he didn't
He's so
steal
hot
his
right
jam
now.
from somebody else this time. And yes, the ninja rap is a bit fun, but really only the chorus is fun. The rest of it's just kind of fine. And the whole fight in the fight in the nightclub, really at the end where Vanilla Ice is playing, like they come in, everything stops, then he starts, making up lines on the spot to go with. I'm like, fucking Christ. I mean, there's ridiculous, and then there's this shit. And my next movie will be a little more ridiculous at one point too. But yeah, this not good. Three space herpes. You don't need to watch it. Watch it once. You never need to watch it again. It's not important. There's only a handful of parts that really matter. I know that the next movie, at least, they have the same Ripper O'Neil as this movie, and they get Casey Jones back in a couple roles. It's the time travel one, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. I remember liking it more than the second one, but that's not exactly fucking hard. So 3. Just don't. I'm sorry to everyone who loved it as a kid. Your kid self loved it for good reason. Your adult self will not love it, unlike the first one. Nerd?
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
I felt that way about a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that.
Danger Mouse.
I love Danger Mouse. I haven't seen it in a while, though.
The raffle is over. You want to see
Sure.
pick a winner? Ready? Drum roll. And
Good.
Nerd, I'll get you your code so you can have a $50 gift certificate.
Merry Christmas to me.
We will give another one away next week.
Sorry, John. I had to do it in the happy birthday.
You're fine. It's fine.
So we'll have another one to give away. I think we have 3 to go. We'll give another one away at the next episode. So, other than that, sorry. Go ahead, Nerd.
Oh, I didn't have anything.
Oh. So my next one, For All Mankind, is back on Apple Plus, which is the alternate history space race where they're actually on Mars now, and they're actually mining Mars. And this season seems to be concentrating on the aspect of the grunts mining Mars and the astronauts type thing. Like the people that live on top of the surface of Mars are, got the high life. They get to watch sports and get to have real good food. And the people that are underneath Mars mining it are treated like crap. I'm only 2 episodes in.
Yay, a series about capitalism.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Yeah, pretty much what it is. But I mean, I've enjoyed For All Mankind for all the seasons it's been on. This is the last season, so we'll have to do it and go through it. But I'm okay with it. Not that big of a deal. Just it's only 2 episodes in, and it's not making me want to turn it off. But there's got to be something happening and something going on to go what's going, to make not just be about a
get to the fucking monkey.
Yeah, you can tell this is not going to be a whole story about capitalism type thing.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. Can't wait to see the rest of it. No herpes or anything right now, so we'll have to wait on it. Mizzy?
I can't rate it as a series because I haven't watched the entire series, but I have watched the first episode and the last episode. That is Loki. That was
Wait.
I've seen the first 2. I haven't seen any of the rest yet.
Why have you seen the first and the last episode?
Because I wanted to see the ending so the internet wouldn't spoil it for me.
That's fair because they spoil the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I avoided it.
I've seen ideas of what happens like a ton.
There-
People just not even really trying. They don't care
There
anymore.
were things that I kept trying to avoid, and it was getting to the point where I just couldn't avoid it. So, Gonzo came over, we watched it together, and he was like, "Let me catch you up. This is where we're at." And so we watched the ending, and I'm like, "I'm not mad at this. That was a really good ending."
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. I'd
Yeah.
give it maybe half.
But we'll see
It's
what
really
the rest of
good.
the episodes watched.
Again, I'm not rating it as a series. I'm just rating the episode.
John?
My next movie, another movie, is a movie called Sisu. Sisu. It is
I've heard
a
good things about that.
World War II movie about a Finnish soldier who is no longer fighting, and he's just out there mining, and he strikes gold, and he's taking it back to civilization. And there are Nazis between him and civilization. And Nazis are evil. And these Nazis are, at some points, extra evil, some points extra stupid. And it is an ultra-violent, at points, basically fight between them. He's just trying to get his money. He doesn't want to have to kill them all. As funny as that sounds to say. But, spoiler, he ends up killing them all. But if you like hyper-violence, you will definitely enjoy it. It's got some good moments. He is definitely a badass. There's some good storytelling in it, like, because you know immediately that he's lost his family, at least his wife, because the way he has a ring on his finger and the way he looks at it and fiddles with it, you can tell he no longer has a wife. They confirm it later, but like it was good storytelling. I love the scene where the Germans radio back and their general, who's their commander, tells them, "Just leave him the fuck alone and get back to what you were doing. You don't want none of him." But since he's got gold, they're like, "We need to do this because the war, losing the war, that's going to be our way out," which makes a little bit of sense. But a lot of it is just more and more inventive ways for him to get away from Nazis and kill them, and it is brutal. He definitely is that sort of John Wick style of badass. Now, granted, he was a Finnish soldier who fought in the Winter War. If you don't know anything about the Winter War, Russia versus Finland, holy shit, those guys were fucking badass. There's a whole thing about Finnish snipers and all during that war. They were killing them some Russians like it was fucking their fucking Easter. Like it's crazy. Like at one point they say, like, "Oh, he's got confirmed kills of 300." I'm like, yeah, that tracks. That's actually a realistic number. So I enjoyed it. The ending is there's a point in the end that's a little extra super unrealistic, and it bothered me a little bit. And it's going to be the only ding in this movie because if you go see it for the hyperviolence, none of the hyperviolence is going to bother you because you came to see it for hyperviolence. Like, yes, he lives through shit probably he shouldn't, but he's already been maintained to be a badass. I'm okay with that. No more so than John Wick. But this, like, you're like, really? There were like way other ways you could make that more realistic. Like, realistic in quotation marks. But still, overall, I'm going to give it a 1 just because of that scene. It was really... Bane and I were like, what now? But the rest of it is enjoyable. The protagonist only has like 2 lines of dialogue at the absolute end. Doesn't say anything the whole time. Says nothing to the Nazis the whole time. Nothing to anyone. A lot of really good points. I'd actually be interested to see something else from this director and team again because it was good hyperviolence. You know, all the graphicness was unrealistic enough that it doesn't make you sick, but you get the idea. So there you go. Sisu, don't fuck with that guy. Gonzo?
Nerd, have anything else you want to talk about? Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So
Nerd is muted and got nothing.
yeah, I can't hear Nerd. She doesn't want to talk to us.
Unless you guys want me to spoil Campaign 3 Critical Role, I didn't watch anything.
No problem. So on
Just the
Max
back of your eyelids.
this week, Blue Beetle came out on Max. And I was actually hoping that this was going to be a good superhero movie. And
Hold on. You watch something DC expecting to be a good superhero movie.
well, I was hoping.
So there's your first mistake.
I was hoping it was going to be a good superhero movie because it's going to be part of the new DCU and everything. This is going to be the start of the new
Which is
DCU.
cool. I haven't heard terrible things.
It wasn't great. It wasn't even good.
That's exactly what I heard from Marshall. I'm told that go watch Miss Marvel instead. It is better.
So here's the thing. Now I'm not a huge DC fan, but I'm a superhero fan, and I know a little about Blue Beetle, and I know that this is a take on a different Blue Beetle. But I know
The recent one, yeah.
Yeah,
It's not Ted Cord.
correct. And so I'm like, okay, I get it. And the trailers looked fun and interesting. The movie wasn't about Blue Beetle. They were pushing too much family and too much emotion in this movie that there was not any Blue Beetle.
Do you mean family?
Family.
Okay. Just checking.
And I get that it's a Latino family and so on and so forth, and it is that, you know, the culture wise it is very prominent, but it overshadows Blue Beetle. How about that?
It's funny, that explains the comparison to Miss Marvel better now.
Because it's just overshadowed by family. Blue Beetle shows up, but it's about family. Blue Beetle, don't you know that, Blue Beetle? And the enemies don't you know, they're not interesting. You don't care about them. You don't care that they're trying to be evil. The bad guys don't feel, there's just nothing there. They're just filler scene. Blue Beetle. I will say, the special effects and the costume and the uniform that went awesome. Those were cool. Very, very cool. Very awesome. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But they didn't let Blue Beetle be Blue Beetle. It was like, I'm going to go and I'm going to rescue. I got to fly around all crazy because I still don't know how to control it. But you need to stop because we're a family. Okay, I'll stop. And I'm like, I was just very, very disappointed in it. I wasn't looking for anything great because it's a DC movie. But I was looking for something that was decent. And it wasn't even decent. They overshadowed Blue Beetle with family. And they didn't let Blue Beetle be Blue Beetle. Or even like a startup Blue Beetle. Or, what do we call it? When the movie you're trying to set up who this story is, the start of the story of this character. Origin story. It wasn't even an origin story of Blue Beetle. It was just there. I mean, it was just really bad. I was very upset with that because the special effects were really cool. Blue Beetle looked really awesome. He didn't get to do anything cool. You were like, all right, I'm waiting for this. There's only like one scene in the whole movie. Like, yeah, go watch this one scene and you're done. Because it was actually a cool fight scene and, Blue Beetle got to do some cool stuff. But it was like, eh. So this gets my man rating of, 2.5 to 3. Because it just wasn't good. And I'm really upset about that. There's 2 after credit scenes. One of them is an after credit scene for the DC universe. And the other one is for like a tribute to a Latino superhero show a long time ago. But it was just so disappointed. I'm like, God, man,
So
DC's got to do something.
let me ask you, Gonzo. This is from a guy on Twitter, and I found this when Marshall was talking to me about watching it.
Mm-hmm.
This gentleman, who I will not name, a generic origin story is lifted by a great cast, solid effects, amazing action, and a frankly star-making turn from Zolo. Such a surprise after beyond lackluster DC year. It's one of their absolute best of the shared universe. 4.5 out of 5. So you don't really agree with that one?
No, I don't. Do
Okay.
not agree with it. I don't have a problem with the people's acting. There wasn't any problem with that. There was some of it, like, can we just retire George Lopez? He is such a stereotype. If there's any Latino scenes, he has to be in it, and he has to be the character in it. And it's overdone. I'm like, and there's nothing wrong with George Lopez. I'm just like, come on, this guy's got better acting chops. And this is just...
He does.
This was just... He was the stereotype...
Well, that's bad direction. The director wanted a stereotype and got George Lopez.
Yeah, it's just... and the kid that plays Blue Beetle, don't have any problem with him. I like him. He's a cool guy. And he did really well. But, I mean, this was not a movie about Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle was like the third character in this. Family was first. Second was stereotype, family stuff, and then Blue Beetle. But it was just, I was like, could have had some better origin story, better characters, better let go of the family. Because they tried to make you feel too much. They were trying to put too much. You need to feel emotion for what's happening to this character and what's happening to this family. You need to feel this love that is happening between two people that have no fucking clue who they are or what they're going to do or that they just met 2 seconds ago. You're just like, you're forcing too much. Yeah. The movie was definitely not about Blue Beetle, and that's what made it suck. Because they could have made a good origin story, and they still could have had family thing. I mean, hell, how many Peter Parker origin stories have we seen, and you still get emotional because, Ben dies, and you're still like, okay, we get it. We understand. And it's like they were trying to do that with family, and it just fell so flat and so dead. So, yeah, Ixnay on Blue Beetle. Mizzy?
My last one is that I finished watching Our Flag Means Death Season 2. Because Pirates. Queer pirates.
Yay! What did you think?
It was slow to start. I
Okay.
wasn't entirely sure how I was feeling at the beginning, but I hit the last 3 episodes and devoured them. They were
Same.
so good.
Same.
All the feels. Loved all of it. It's just, yes. And
Christian
the way...
Nairn is Calypso.
Yes! So much yes. So, and the way that they ended it, it left it so that if they don't continue, then I'm okay with that. But there is still room to explore if they wanted to continue.
Yeah.
So, if we don't get another season, I'm okay with the ending. If we do, bring it on. So, I'd probably give it a 1.5, just because the first part was kind of meh for me.
I've only made it into a few episodes, and I was also like meh on the first few episodes.
The last 3 are where it's at.
Yeah, it's on my list. Type thing. John?
John?
Well, I'm going to do a quick rant because Ridley Scott has his Napoleon movie coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And he is taking a lot of shit from historians because he has shit in there that just didn't fucking happen. And rather than going, hey, I'm making a movie here, you know, whatever, I'm making some dramatic license. No, instead his response is, fuck the historians. They weren't fucking there. Like, look, bitch, you're a director. They actually spend their lives researching what fucking happened.
Yeah.
Saying
That's kind of
they
their
weren't there.
Job.
Yeah. Like, lost all respect for him as that. That is the stupidest thing you could say. I mean, he makes fine movies, makes some good movies, but man, come on. Also, it really looks dull, like color-wise, not like
Yeah.
content. It looks like it'll be fine content-wise, but color-wise, it's like you see some backstage photos and it's all nice and vibrant, and then you see the movie clips, and you're like, it's all dark and, haven't we gotten past that shit now?
Nope.
I mean, anyways, I'm unlikely to go see Napoleon until it's like free, but I was very pissed off that he said some stupid shit like that. Like, show some fucking respect from people's careers, or they're gonna just talk shit about your movies. Like, it's fucking directors, isn't that do fucking thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
But anyways, Gonzo, I'm sure you got more shit.
So the one big thing, and one I was very, very interested in watching, was Monarch. Started on Apple Plus this week. Monarch is kind of like a prequel sequel to all the Godzilla and Kong movie. And I say prequel sequel because it is a prequel to all the monster movies and a sequel to the Godzilla movie because they do flashbacks back and forth.
Okay.
And
All right.
and it's not hard to follow because they tell you is they're doing it like 1957, 2013.
So I'm not taking the fucking
Witcher.
What's that fucking show? The Witcher.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
So you know what it is. I'm going to tell you right now, the coolest part about this is there's one character, and what's the guy that plays Patriot in the Marvel Universe?
Anthony Mackie.
No.
No. He means
Patriot.
John Walker.
Yeah.
Oh, John Walker.
Kurt
I don't
Russell's
know the
son,
actor's name.
Wyatt Russell.
Wyatt Russell. So Wyatt Russell is in this a lot.
That's Kurt Russell's kid.
Yeah. Well, the cool
Yes.
thing is
I
Wyatt
never
Russell
knew that.
is playing a young character, and they have Kurt Russell playing the older character. So it's like they're having, the father-son are playing father-son roles. A younger son, the younger role to the older role. And it is amazing type thing because it's not modern day. It's not modern. It's not 2023. It's like 2013, I think is what it is, or 15, somewhere around there. And so what it is, it's the story of how Monarch becomes Monarch technically. And so they go around trying to find these monsters and trying to find stuff. And that's where his son is playing the younger version of where he's at in the story. And doing all these things and trying to figure out and like, oh, this is bullshit. There's no such thing as dragons And of course, it's all happening. The first part of the show is John Goodman, which I love him. I think that man is an amazing actor,
It's
especially
got such range.
yeah, Cloverfield
Comedy,
Lane.
drama, everything.
When I saw Cloverfield Lane with him and that movie set me up, I was like, this guy's a genius and he should get something for this.
Well, think about it, he played that. He all the comedy roles he does. He played Fred Flintstone and then fucking Pops Racer all pitch perfectly.
Yeah. But I mean,
And he was a blues brother.
Yes.
but the first part of it starts off with him on Skull Island, and you immediately get kaiju monster, type stuff right off the bat. Great, love that. Then it does a little bit of story, flash forward to 2000 whatever, and you start getting backstory, and it's interesting because this is after G-Day. Godzilla come up, and there's like these routes where they're in Japan, like this is the Godzilla evacuation route type thing, and the sirens and how the world has changed since Godzilla has come.
Yeah.
And so we're learning that. So the current timeline is trying to figure out how everything happened in the past. And so it's just going out. The first 2 episodes are out, and it's good fun. You get enough kaiju monster stuff that it's not like completely all about, the characters. You're learning how the world's coming about, how the world knew about this stuff, why these things are happening. And they have no qualms about killing people in this show. None at all. They're like, oh, this character. Yeah, and they're dead.
I'll be honest, aside from the most recent Godzilla vs. Kong, all those movies are really good about giving enough character development for whoever they can.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I miss Kurt Russell. He's always been, a good fun actor to watch and everything. And you really don't see him in the first episode. You only see him in the second. And then he comes in and you're just like, hell yeah. I can't wait to see what he's going to do, because more is coming and more is going to happen. And he's going to take a bigger role in the story, because he's like, I know all this shit happened and I know it happened for real. So it's going to be a good, fun series. All the characters have been really cool. The modern characters are a little bit different, but it's interesting to see them figure out the puzzle of what all happened by reading someone's diary or looking at video and, all this stuff. Because Monarch is a top secret society that nobody's supposed to know about, and these kids are finding it out. And they're learning about it, and you get to see what happened in the past. It's going to be... They keep it up the current pace. It's going to be a great series to watch. It'll be a good, fun series. It'll be, yep, there's a giant monster, and that person's dead. Or here's a bunch of small monsters, and that person's dead. I like it. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it if you like, the Godzilla kaiju story frame type stuff. You'll like this. It's got good. The characters are worth it. The monsters are worth it, and we're just getting started, type thing. So, I highly recommend it. Right now, 0 space herpes for me. So.
Do you want to talk about any of the trailers?
There was a trailer that came out. Madam Web came out. I don't know if anybody knows who Madam Web is.
I do.
Madam Web is
Spoiler. You don't need to know who Madam Web is to watch the movie.
No.
It's not very... She sees the future.
Yeah.
Webs. Yeah.
Yeah. I think she was introduced in
Sony Spider-Verse. That's just going to be... Does it, Banion?
I didn't have a problem with the trailer. The trailer looked fine, but it comes down to the thing of this is a Sony superhero movie. And Venom's been kind of meh. Morbius was fucking shit.
It's Morbin time.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. It doesn't look bad. And I'll watch it. So hopefully...
I'm amazed at all the movies they'll put out without Spider-Man. Like, all right.
So supposedly this is in the universe of Venom and Morbius.
Okay.
So it's not part of the MCU. but it could be part of the MCU when Secret Wars comes out. We don't fucking know.
Probably not. They don't want to give Sony money.
Yeah, they hate giving them money for Spider-Man, but it looked
'Cause, yeah,
interesting. It looked fun. It didn't seem like it was gonna be horrible.
the cast looks good. There are good things. Some of the dialogue was a little too comic book taken out of context.
Yeah,
It
you
might
could
fit
tell
well
that.
in a whole scene, but in a clip, you're like,
What?
do I know?
Yeah. I'll give it a shot. And like I said, I'm not, upset over it. It did make me go, oh, Morbius,
But they did also have a trailer for Reacher season 2.
I did see that that's coming up pretty soon too.
Looking forward
My
to that.
husband and roommate are watching the Reacher series.
It's a good series.
It was actually really good.
Dig how close the first one followed the book pretty closely. Not like slavishly, but very closely.
Who wrote the books?
I don't remember the name.
Hmm.
I have the first 6 or so on my Kindle. They're very enjoyable. They get a point where they sort of go off the rails a little bit, and I sort of start reading other things like I always do. But they have a lot of books. Lee Child.
Oh, okay.
I know I did not Google that. Just came to my head. Like my brain is. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. The action looks good. Alan Richardson as Reacher is great. Like, I did not dislike Tom Cruise's Reacher. He had the right attitude.
That's where I'd heard that before. Okay. I remember when those movies came out.
And some of the fights that Reacher gets into make much more sense if he's more of a Tom Cruise size than an Alan Richardson sized. I don't care how drunk, 5 barely out of high school kids are. You're not going to pick a fight with a guy that size. He's going to destroy you. Like, he ain't enough beer. But, like in the Reacher movie, if you're Tom Cruise size, sure, 5 guys might pick a fight with you then.
Yeah.
Because this is a little guy. We'll beat the crap out of him. So, but no, Alan Richardson does a great job. He is classically what Reacher looks like in the books. Again, the first one was a very good adaptation of the first book. And just like the first Reacher movie was actually, I forget which book, like 14 or something like that. But that's the good thing with Reacher. You can just have it, as long as certain people he meets or doesn't, you don't have to bring them in, and don't die before their time. It doesn't really matter what order you put them in. But I'm looking forward to it. It's a great series.
Cool.
Was there anything else you want to talk about for a minute?
No, I just wanted to agree with you. I mean, I'm not much for those type of series that much. I call them the Tom Clancy type stuff because that's.
I love Tom Clancy stuff.
Yeah.
Grew up on that.
I'm not. It's got to be really good for me to get into that type of stuff. And Reacher was pretty good. It was very entertaining. The character was well worth it, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm all in on that one. That was all that I had, really. I don't know. Do we have anybody to send y'all off to, by the way?
Who is on? I'm on a different screen. I can't easily tell.
I'm trying to find out.
I mean,
Sir Arminius.
Or Sir Arminius, either one.
Yeah,
let's do Rick. We haven't done Rick in a while.
We haven't done Rick? Okay. So, guys,
Okay.
That's our little bit of a holiday special. We just wanted to talk about the holiday. We want to make sure everybody knows that, the holidays are not always a joyous time for a lot of people. There's things that you should take care of, you should look out for, check in on all your friends, hang out with them, and even just a simple, hey, how's it going, is always worth it for a lot of people. So make sure that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Even if you think they're the big, bad, strong type and they're like, have their shit together, everybody has a bad day.
Always check on your strong friends, especially.
None of us have our shit together. We just act like it.
That's true.
Yeah. Some of us just mask it better than others.
Yeah.
Don't let my calm demeanor fool you. I'm 100% losing my shit right now.
So, guys, please take care of yourself. Please look after each other. If you see something, say something. If you hear something, say something. If you can do something, do something. And if you can't, find somebody that will. Because we love you. We miss you. We want to see you at the next gathering. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Nerd.
No, I'm Captain Mizzy.
Good night.
And we see our favorite cookies.
Stick around and hit that raid button.